For nearly a decade, the Baltic Sea Anomaly has remained one of the most puzzling discoveries in modern exploration. First spotted by the Ocean X diving team in 2011, this mysterious formation, sitting nearly 90 meters beneath the surface, sparked an international frenzy. Some called it a natural geological formation. Others insisted it was a crashed UFO, an ancient structure, or evidence of a lost civilization. Yet, despite countless expeditions and analysis, no one could fully explain its origin. Now, the man who first discovered it has released a massive update. New data, sonar scans, and observations could finally shed light on the anomaly, and the results are more baffling than ever. Scientists are re-evaluating their initial assumptions, amateur researchers are scrambling to analyze the information, and conspiracy theorists are calling it proof of something far beyond human understanding. Tonight, on Epoch Secrets, we're diving deep into the latest update on the Baltic Sea Anomaly, examining what it might really be, and what it means for our understanding of the Earth, history, and perhaps even technology that predates us. The Baltic Sea Anomaly sits on the floor of the northern Baltic Sea, a flat, circular object measuring approximately 60 meters across, with peculiar edges and formations that appear almost artificial. From its discovery, researchers have noted features that defy normal geological processes. Its symmetry, the circular shapes, and the stair-like formations captured by sonar scans have caused repeated debate among scientists and explorers. For some, the anomaly resembled a natural glacial formation, a giant boulder deposited thousands of years ago. But for others, the sharp angles, straight lines, and smooth surfaces suggested something constructed, something purposeful. Peter Lindberg, the man who first spotted the anomaly, has been at the center of the discussion since 2011. As a professional diver and co-founder of the Ocean X team, Lindberg spent years mapping unexplored areas of the Baltic Sea. When his sonar revealed the formation, he immediately recognized that it was unlike anything he had ever encountered. Yet, despite his decades of experience, even he could not immediately determine whether it was natural or artificial. Now, in his massive update, Lindberg has provided the world with new, high-resolution sonar scans, detailed measurements, and close-up video footage. According to his report, the anomaly's structural features are far more complex than previously thought. He describes flat surfaces that are exceptionally level, almost as if they were polished, and formations that appear to resemble ramp-like structures or terraces, unlike anything formed naturally in the Baltic seabed. What makes this update especially intriguing is Lindberg's claim that the anomaly seems to have a central feature resembling a funnel or dome with channels radiating outward. This funnel-like structure could be an entrance, a vent, or even a mechanical component, but its symmetry is hard to explain through purely natural forces. In previous years, many geologists suggested that glacial activity might have carved the object into its shape. Lindberg's new footage, however, indicates that the edges are too sharp and the angles too precise to be purely natural. The sonar also captured images of what appear to be raised, circular structures surrounding the central dome. Some researchers believe these could be the remnants of ancient man-made rings or supports. If that is true, the Baltic Sea Anomaly may not just be an object. It could be part of a larger complex or vessel submerged for thousands of years. The debate among scientists centers on two possibilities: natural formation or artificial construction. In the natural formation theory, proponents argue that the anomaly is a glacial deposit, a rare but not impossible geological phenomenon known as a concretion. Over millennia, layers of sand, silt, and mineral deposits could create unusual shapes. Water currents, pressure, and freezing cycles could produce symmetry in rare cases. Some even cite underwater volcanic activity as a potential explanation. However, Lindberg's update challenges these natural explanations. The level of detail captured in the new sonar scans shows angular features, flat plains, and stair-step patterns inconsistent with sedimentary deposition or glacial erosion. Furthermore, the central dome appears to be hollow or recessed, which is extremely difficult to produce through natural processes. If the anomaly is indeed hollow, it may suggest a purpose-built structure designed for habitation, storage, or functionality, and that possibility is what fuels UFO and ancient civilization theories. The most controversial part of the update is Lindberg's own interpretation. He cautiously suggests that the anomaly could be the remains of an ancient craft or structure, possibly dating back thousands of years. According to him, the materials appear denser than typical seabed rocks, indicating something more solid and resistant to erosion. While Lindberg stops short of claiming extraterrestrial involvement, he admits that the anomaly's geometry, composition, and unusual formations defy standard underwater geology. Amateur researchers have quickly analyzed the new data. Some point out that the circular patterns bear resemblance to ancient circular structures built by civilizations long before recorded history. Others compare the central dome to ancient vehicle designs, suggesting that if the anomaly is artificial, it could have been a vessel that entered the water intentionally, a prehistoric ship, or, in the most speculative cases, an alien craft. Critics remain skeptical. A prominent geologist who reviewed Lindberg's data argues that the human brain is naturally predisposed to recognize patterns, a phenomenon called pareidolia. This could explain why stair-step patterns and flat surfaces appear artificial. He also warns that sonar imaging can distort shapes, especially at the depth and resolution captured in these expeditions. Yet, even the most cautious scientists admit that the anomaly is unusual, and Lindberg's new high-resolution scans require a second look. Another significant point in Lindberg's update is evidence of material anomalies. Samples collected during previous dives show mineralization that is not typical of the surrounding seabed. While not conclusive, these unusual materials have sparked further interest in understanding whether the anomaly is naturally occurring or constructed from ancient materials. The Baltic Sea Anomaly's discovery and its new update also raise questions about ancient sea levels. Around 12,000 years ago, the Baltic Sea region underwent dramatic changes due to melting glaciers and rising water levels. If the anomaly predates this period, it might have been built on dry land, a structure later submerged due to rising waters. This possibility has led to speculation about lost civilizations in Northern Europe, advanced societies that existed long before recorded history, and technologies lost to the ocean. Lindberg's update also discusses potential acoustic anomalies. When divers approach the anomaly, strange sounds reportedly emanate from its surface, low-frequency noises that resemble vibrations, but they cannot be attributed to natural marine activity. Some speculate that the resonance could be caused by the anomaly's composition, while others suggest it might be structural evidence that the object was once engineered to produce or transmit sound. One of the most debated images from the new update shows what appears to be a radial pattern of lines surrounding the central dome. These lines are almost perfectly equidistant, suggesting intentional design. In natural geology, while linear features can occur due to fractures or erosion, perfect symmetry across a 60-meter radius is highly improbable. This symmetry is exactly what keeps the artificial theory alive. Finally, Lindberg's update calls for a new international expedition. He urges experts to deploy advanced sonar, submersibles, and scanning technologies to map the anomaly in unprecedented detail. If the anomaly is artificial, such a mission could confirm whether it is a man-made structure, an ancient ship, or even evidence of a civilization lost to time. He emphasizes caution, noting the depth, pressure, and technical difficulties of working in the Baltic Sea environment. While many remain skeptical, Lindberg's update has reignited public interest. The Baltic Sea Anomaly is no longer just a sonar curiosity. It has become a focal point for underwater exploration, archaeology, and even speculative history. Every new image, measurement, and sonar pulse adds layers of mystery that challenge conventional scientific understanding. The truth is that, after Lindberg's massive update, the Baltic Sea Anomaly has moved from theory to active investigation. It may never provide clear answers, but it has certainly changed the conversation. Whether natural or artificial, it reminds us that our planet still holds mysteries beneath the waves, structures, and formations that have resisted explanation for centuries. One thing is certain: the Baltic Sea Anomaly, combined with Lindberg's massive update, has reinvigorated a global debate. It is no longer a forgotten sonar blip. It is a mystery that demands attention, rigorous scientific inquiry, and an open mind to possibilities that traditional science often overlooks. The anomaly sits quietly on the seabed, holding its secrets, challenging our assumptions, and waiting for humanity to dive deeper, both literally and metaphorically, into the questions it raises about geology, history, and perhaps even the limits of civilization itself. The Baltic Sea Anomaly reminds us that Earth is full of mysteries, and that what we see on the surface is often only a fraction of what exists. With Lindberg's massive update, the world is being forced to reconsider what is possible beneath the waves. Whether the anomaly is natural, man-made, or something far stranger, it stands as a symbol of the unknown, challenging scientists, historians, and explorers alike to look deeper. If you want to stay updated on the latest findings, secret expeditions, and shocking underwater discoveries that could rewrite history, subscribe to Epoch Secrets, because the oceans don't just hide treasures, they hide truths that the world is only beginning to uncover, and the Baltic Sea Anomaly may be the key to unlocking them. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and never stop exploring what lies beneath the surface.